How many times have you wondered about the existence of God, asking for proof that God is real, and grappling with doubts about our existence and God's existence? Have you ever felt lost, yearning for answers, questioning why there is bad in the universe, why suffering exists, and why some days feel impossibly hard? One day, everything seemed to go wrong. I woke up late because my alarm didn't go off, rushed to get ready, and found my car wouldn't start. By the time I got to work using public transportation, I was already hours late and my boss wasn't understanding. I lost my job that day. On my way home, I received a call that my beloved dog had been run over by a car. The weight of the world seemed to crash down on me all at once. I couldn't sleep for days. My mind was a whirlwind of anxiety, grief, and existential dread. In a desperate attempt to find some peace, I took some medication to help me sleep, hoping for a respite from the relentless turmoil in my mind. That night I drifted into a deep sleep, and it was then that I had the most extraordinary dream. It felt so real, more vivid than any other dream I had ever experienced. I found myself in a vast, serene meadow, bathed in a warm, golden light. The sky was a perfect azure, and the air was filled with the fragrance of blooming flowers. Despite the beauty around me, I felt a profound sense of anticipation, as if something monumental was about to happen. As I walked through the meadow, I saw a figure in the distance radiating a light so pure and warm that it drew me in. The figure was a man, and as I approached, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace wash over me. "Hello," I said, my voice trembling with a mix of fear and curiosity. The man smiled, a smile that seemed to encompass all the love and warmth in the universe. "Hello, my child," he replied, his voice soothing and melodic. "I've been waiting for you." "Who are you?" I asked, even though I already knew the answer deep down in my heart. "I am God," he said simply, his eyes filled with infinite wisdom and compassion. My mind raced with questions, but all I could do was stare in awe. Here I was, standing in the presence of the divine, the creator of everything. I felt a flood of emotions, joy, fear, awe, and a profound sense of humility. Why is there so much suffering in the world? Why do we feel so lost and alone? God's expression grew more solemn, but the compassion in his eyes remained. Suffering is a part of the human experience, a catalyst for growth and understanding. It is through suffering that you learn compassion, empathy, and resilience. It is not something I wish upon you, but something that is necessary for your evolution. I nodded, trying to absorb the enormity of his words. But why do we feel so alone? You are never truly alone. Humanity is interconnected in ways you cannot fully comprehend. Every act of kindness, every moment of compassion, creates ripples that touch the lives of others. The love and connection you seek are always within your reach, through the hearts of those around you. The next day, I awoke with a renewed sense of purpose, and a heart full of gratitude. The burdens that had weighed me down felt lighter, and I knew that I was not alone. I carried the memory of that divine encounter with me, a beacon of hope and love to guide me through life's challenges. I dedicated myself to living with kindness, compassion, and a deep sense of connection to others. I sought to spread the light I had found, knowing that in doing so, I was honoring the profound gift I had been given. Meeting God had been the most transformative experience of my life. It reminded me of the beauty and potential within myself and within every human being. It taught me that even in our darkest moments, there is always light, always love, and always a connection to something greater. And so, I moved forward with a heart full of love and a spirit guided by the divine, knowing that I was never alone and that my purpose was to share that light with the world. But it wasn't until a series of miraculous events unfolded that I fully understood the magnitude of what I had experienced. One morning, as I was walking to the park, I noticed a commotion near the playground. A crowd had gathered, and I could hear the frantic cries of a mother calling for help. Pushing my way through the crowd, I saw a young boy lying unconscious on the ground, his skin pale and lips turning blue. He wasn't breathing. Without thinking, I knelt beside him and began performing CPR, my hands moving with a certainty that surprised even me. The crowd watched in tense silence, and after what felt like an eternity, the boy gasped for air and his eyes fluttered open. The relief and gratitude on his mother's face were overwhelming. "You saved him. Thank you so much." I nodded, feeling a strange sense of déjà vu, as if this moment had been destined. It wasn't just me. There was something greater at work here. News of the incident spread quickly and people began to see me as someone touched by the divine. But it wasn't the recognition that mattered to me. It was the reaffirmation that the encounter with God had instilled in me a profound purpose. A few weeks later, another miraculous event occurred. I was visiting a local hospital, volunteering my time to comfort patients and offer whatever help I could. As I walked through the oncology ward, I met a young girl named Emma who was battling an aggressive form of cancer. She was frail, her body ravaged by the disease, but her spirit was remarkably strong. We spent hours talking about life, dreams, and hope. She had an infectious smile and a wisdom beyond her years. One evening, as I sat by her bedside, she looked at me with a seriousness that took me by surprise. "Do you believe in miracles?" "I do. I believe they can happen when you least expect them." Emma smiled. "I hope for one every day, not just for me but for my family, so they don't have to worry anymore." Her words stayed with me, and I found myself praying more fervently than ever. I prayed for strength, for healing, and for a miracle. And then one morning it happened. I arrived at the hospital to find Emma's room bustling with doctors and nurses. Her parents were there too, their faces filled with astonishment and joy. Emma was sitting up in bed, her cheeks rosy and eyes bright. The doctors were baffled, but the scans showed that her cancer had miraculously disappeared. "It's a miracle. There's no other explanation." Emma's parents hugged me, tears of gratitude streaming down their faces. Thank you for giving us hope." As I stood there, overwhelmed by the enormity of what had happened, I felt the same warmth and light that I had felt in the meadow. Inspired by these miracles, I dedicated my life to spreading kindness and hope wherever I went. I started a community outreach program, bringing together people from all walks of life to help those in need. We organized food drives, built shelters, and provided support to those struggling with illness and hardship. Word of our efforts spread, and more people joined our cause. It was as if the light I had found was spreading, touching the hearts of countless others. The sense of connection and purpose that had once seemed so elusive now guided my every action. One day, while speaking at a community event, I shared the story of my encounter with God. I spoke of the peace and clarity I had found, and the miracles that had followed. As I looked out at the faces in the crowd, I saw the same yearning and hope that I had once felt. "We are never alone," I said, my voice steady and filled with conviction. "God's love is always with us, guiding us, and manifesting in the kindness we show to one another. We are all part of something greater, and together we can create a world filled with light and love." After the event, people approached me, sharing their own stories of hope and faith. It was clear that the light was spreading, growing stronger with each act of kindness and compassion. The connection I felt with those around me was a testament to the divine presence that had touched my life. As the years passed, the impact of our efforts grew. Communities thrived, people found hope in the darkest of times, and the light continued to spread. I realized that the encounter with God had not only transformed my life, but it had also set in motion a ripple effect that reached far and wide. Meeting God had been the most transformative experience of my life, a reminder of the beauty and potential within each of us. It taught me that even in our darkest moments there is always light, always love, and always a connection to something greater. And with each miracle, each act of kindness, and each life touched, the divine presence became ever more evident. a testament to the enduring power of love and faith. Meeting God had been the most transformative experience of my life, a reminder of the beauty and potential within each of us. It taught me that even in our darkest moments there is always light, always love, and always a connection to something greater. And with each miracle, each act of kindness, and each life touched, the divine presence became ever more evident, a testament to the enduring power of love and faith.